but we're still talking about intimacy in marriage. Women, I'm going to speak on your behalf now. Okay, I know you're doing like this for me. Mabel, yeah. From research again, I'm coming from research because I have read a lot about this next thing, and I really want to really discuss so that people I talk to can actually learn. Satisfaction fulfillment. Most women, we don't like penetration. There are other ways we want to be touched and satisfied. But when you start to say, no, I cannot do that, it's against my religion, no. For example, a woman that likes oral sex, and man say, no, this mama that I'm using to pray, to praise God, I cannot use it to do.
So dressed.
What can we do in that situation?
Really?
Right?
The question is for the Akadiris.
I was about saying, I wanted to be from to answer the question because
No, there's no deviation.
Opportunity people want to help us out to do.
I don't even mind anyone who can even help me out because seriously,
It is your turn.
you know how there are some questions that you have to answer based on experience. But for me, I've not really had any issue with the way we, have sex or it's just easy, any style, any way, okay, and that's why
I will say something.
that's why it boils down to.
Maybe it's an opportunity to sign a blank check
Okay, stop.
for the public.
That's how it boils down to communication. You just have to communicate. I know some people will tell you, we can't have oral sex, it's against my religion, it's against, and I know some counselors actually preach against it. So when a girl or a guy is saying, oh, let's penetrate, let's do, they're like, oh, it's a sin. And like Uncle Chico rightly said, everything that God had created is for his pleasure. Yeah. It's for our pleasure. We need to enjoy it. Okay? In fact, it's a big question. What is sin? That's the thing. What is sin? And let's not deviate from it. So it boils down to communication. What do you like? What do I like? Let's talk about it. And for crying out loud, whatever is happening in my bedroom, as long as both of us are satisfied,
That's it.
we are happy, we are good. I don't care about what people are saying out there. For us, the most important thing is that we're doing it, we're living a happy life, and we're glorifying God. It doesn't concern what 1,000,001 people are saying out there. That's their own choice. That's whatever they believe. So do what you believe in. Enjoy it. Marriage is to be enjoyed. Sex, if penetration is what works for you.
Penetrate.
If it's sucking, you want your husband to suck the breast. Go ahead.
Swim in it.
So it still boils down. I love how everything at the end of the day, you notice that everything we are all saying, it comes like a trend, like a circle. It just all boils down to communication in marriage. So let's be free to tell our spouses, vice versa, this is how I want it. Let's go ahead, change the style, turn your back. Stand like
I hope we will stand after this.
I think we're going to capitalize on this set. But seriously, that's it. We need to be able to talk about it.
If I may add to what maybe just mentioned. We are different. When we before we get married, we have some, there's what one of my friends talked about, the philosophy, your school of thought, what you believe in, and your environment, your culture determines, 70% of who you are. So like our parents now, or our fathers or forefathers now, as they, as the case may be, they didn't really have education of this. You understand? And they just, call our mother, they sleep. Probably they didn't even enjoy, all the sex thing we're talking about. Their own is, come on, remove pants. They do what they need to do. Then, before you know it, I am pregnant. That's why you see many of them having 7, 8, 9 children. And in life, the education field, sorry to take us to that aspect where we have informal education, all right, which is actually strong, all right. So the form of informal education is what you see happening around you, that forms your belief system, what you are told, so sometimes when you grow with those school of thoughts, philosophy, is very, very, it takes time to change. And we get married as an adult, right?
Yeah.
So I have my own philosophy, you have your own philosophy. We can come together. It's difficult to just merge immediately. Like I said, the love before marriage, that one just brings you together. It brings you together. The face is nice. I like being around you. I like the way you communicate with me. But the reality starts after. So we now need to begin to work on our philosophy, how to unlearn some, and together this is how we want to do. So I would not totally blame those that they don't find it convenient to do oral exactly, oral sex and all that. But it does not mean it's not wrong. But some of them can be what it can be. You can teach. If one spouse that is what you need, communicate your need. And gradually, and how you communicate it. Please don't give up. Understand the philosophy that this guy didn't get here in one day.
Yeah.
This guy got there in 30 days, maybe got married, and you want to just change him overnight. Okay, tell him why you need it. Don't just, because like Uncle Chinko started about, how you communicate is very important. So when you communicate, to especially men now, in some form, with some form of attitude, it kills something in us. It's kind of take the crown on us. So we begin to think inside like you're not really worth who your person is. Like that, So how we communicate it, you need to understand that fact that, okay, I didn't grow up with this guy. Even if you grew up with this guy, he will still form his own belief. He will still form his own belief, but to come together, work on it, and gradually, there are things we didn't do when we started, when we got married. You understand? There are things I could not do well, but over time, like, okay, come on. Well, this thing is sweet. We can do this thing, maybe missionary for some time. Maybe it's not boring. We are eating a Bible. There is Gary Agbado. So let's change this thing. So we were improving. So in any marriage, give room for learning, teaching and learning, and give room for improvement. In every aspect.
Thank you for actually saying that, really, because at the beginning of marriage, I used to have a name for him. I used to call him a sex maniac. And yes, it's a sex maniac. And the reason why I said that, of course, because we do in London, we do have a church where we have an open forum, and we have a public retreat that we do, and we call it Aslan Ministry, where we all sit down and talk about this. And of course, the first thing when, we're talking, and when it comes to sex, my husband is like, ooh, everywhere. Okay, but the thing is that when he does that, a lot of people always feel that he doesn't even have it at all, especially when you start talking. But the thing is that his experience is higher, okay? And I have to meet up with his own experience. Right. And of course, that was a challenge for me. But as I said, I started learning. Okay, this is what now I'm married to him now, and this is what he wants. From me, wants it every day or twice a day. So when you now come up to when you get married to such a man, that I'm just giving an example. 3 times a day. I'm just giving an example. When you now got married to such a man, okay, you didn't know that about him because there was no sex before marriage.
Absolutely.
You understand? Now you now end up marrying such a man that once 3 times a day, and we're just starting.
David?
They need to have patience with you because you never had it 3 times a day. So this is the thing that I'm happy with what you said, that as time goes on, you need to start learning and start having that perseverance that, okay, you're coming from a different background, I'm coming from a different background. I need to start. So don't just abandon that woman or that man. I'm talking vice versa now.
Absolutely, yes.
Friends who will tell us that they're the one driving their husband.
Yes,
so it goes both ways. So it's not just men alone. And then, as time goes on, then I started meeting. But that's why I said I'm at the 80%.
Absolutely, I give it to you.
She's doing fine.
Okay, that's
doing well.
Really, this is all about communication, compromise, and commitment.
Definitely.
You have to be committed. Really, I know that we have some viewers that are watching from all over, and if you're going through a particular emotional distress when it comes to intimacy in your marriage, please seek help.
Definitely.
You're called
Very
for
important.
therapy. Seek counselors. Really, you need counsel. Okay, don't feel you're not alone. You're not alone with this. We're with you, and we're praying for you. We'll try as much as possible to see counselor. If you need a counselor and you want to speak to, can send an email to conversations@gmail.com. I will link you up with seasoned sex therapist or a therapy or a counselor.
Yes.
In case you might be needing one. Really. But I'm going to ask a question. The question came in while we are on this episode. And the question is, intimacy, if you do not have that bond between you and your spouse, somebody else somewhere will feeling that.
Of course.
What are you supposed to do when you are attracted to somebody else apart from you, aside your spouse? Uncle James.
Wow. I'll throw you ask Wally. Yeah. It's
One is only 10 years in marriage.
I mean, the thing is, temptation can come at any time, and nobody, and I repeat, nobody is immune to temptation.
Correct.
In fact, that is why the Bible says, when it comes to temptation, flee, as in run. It's yes, at times it happens, but I've been tested before several times, but I thank God I didn't fail. And you see, when you're committed to, with me and Bimbo, we are committed to this marriage, and we are committed to God. What kept me is the kind of people I go around with. They are all Christian, and so we kind of like accountable to one another. And when we moved to UAE as well, I mean, we have the Abu Dhabi family, so we are still in that kind of like framework where all the people you know, they are Christian and all this. So you are accountable to them. And with me now, majority of the people I know that I go out with, my friend, I'm quite older than them, and they put me to that highest esteem. So in my head, I'm always thinking that if I can let myself down, I'm going to disappoint these people, not even me anymore. And it's come to a stage in my life that my wife is comfortable with me. I'm comfortable where we decided that is how we're going to rock the boat till God comes. So nobody's quitting. We committed to it to the end.
Right. See the finish line.
So I mean, it just is the best way to avoid those kind of stuff is be mindful of whom you call your friends. Or those you choose to be in the group itself. Yeah. It's very, very, very important, honestly. If you're not with God-fearing people, like-minded people that have the same value, the same belief like you will fall. Because the temptation is there. Especially if you now have the problem at home, that you're not getting it the way you want to get it, or you cannot express your feeling to your wife that, oh, listen, I saw this or I heard about this, I want to try it, why not? And you see, I don't understand we Africans, that we take sex as is a marathon thing that we need to prove to somebody that we can do, you know. It's sickening. It's men often say it's the men making noise. What? Are you killing somebody? No. And that is why the five senses of romance is there. Yeah. It doesn't have to be penetration. It doesn't have to be that. Look, it could be in a very subtle way, in a very easy way. It doesn't have to be by force. It doesn't have to be you're showing off to your. Are you showing off to your wife? To prove a point. So it has to be both. When you want to have make love with somebody, you need to sing. Not just say, man, you come there, you do your 2-3 minutes thing, you get up. How was it, baby? Wow, what? Nothing happened. You enjoy yourself. You got up already. And that's the bit I find at this dining that there's so many things out there that you can. I mean, come on, learn some stuff. Surprise your woman. Do a new style. Take her to the highest height that she has never been. Come on. There's a lot to learn from, and there's a lot that we African men need to, how would I put it, remove from our brain the way we used to do something. We need to really to unlearn so many unnecessary things and learn new stuff that will make even men life more easy to live with your wife, and everybody will be happy. Seriously.
It's really, this particular question really hits me, really, first to be know that's what is happening out there. Right now. That's what, yes, right now, that's what's happening right there. Yes. If you're not enjoying your own, you tend to find happiness elsewhere out there, and which is not right. While the other party at home is suffering, going through that hurt alone, it's a disturbing scenario, really. And what's your take, really? Because I'm getting emotional about it, because I have a lot of friends going through this particular issue, and it's really disheartening, really.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is the fact that you are now married.
Yeah.
And if you actually said you do, in that, when the pastor was saying, do you take this as your loving, as your all in all, like you say you do, that means he dealt to your part, and like one pastor said, I think Pastor O said, these signs have been there.
Yeah.
But for the fact that what we said before, the automated love, that is just, even when she does something wrong, that you can engage in an intellectual discussion that, come on, I don't think this is right. You just overlook. At that point, they said love is blind. Love is not blind. You just decide to listen to emotion, and at that point, you're not realistic with yourself. Unfortunately, you carry that into marriage. And when we are now get to marriage, we now have expectations. And when those expectations are not met, we begin to have issues. Expectations like, what you don't see as nothing before, wow, she doesn't respect me. You're right, seeing the way she's talking to me. She's been talking to you that same way, and there was never an issue. So to see the way she's talking to me, see the way she, even on the other side too, my husband is not look at what other men are doing. There are so many things: respect, faith, closeness to God. See, marriage is work. Marriage is work. It's not just we have sex. You have sex, you get children, you have children, you got to pay the bills. You're living in the house, you have to pay the bills. The pressure will be increasing. You have to. These are some, unfortunately, we don't think about these things. We just, you just go into, you're living large as a bachelor, you are earning good money, you are doing all the vacation, you're doing all the, when you get married, the salary is not, you feel like, come on, I was doing this before you came, I have come. So either you have to do more. So respect, lack of respect sometimes, because men like to be respected. Because, quite it that way. And women, like I said, they like being loved. They are being cared for. So when those things are missing, you no longer respect your husband, you no longer care for your wife, intimacy becomes weak. You no longer get frequent sex, and the temptation is strong out there. If you're not disciplined, what is helping us is actually I have placed this premium on my family. Like, regardless, nobody, no marriage, no woman will be as valuable as my wife. No issues. No issue. Would be bigger enough than to overcome the bond that we have. We have issues. After that, maybe we still have issues. But one thing is, like Uncle Jinko said about ride up, and that's the problem, that a lot of people don't want to put that work anymore. Our parents put in that work.
Oh, yes.
They cried also. They passed, they sacrificed, but they stood. But now, unfortunately, maybe
People are not ready to play
because
over.
people are not ready to do the work. You don't expect, like we said before, 30 years, we're alone, 30, we come together. Everything can't just work like that. The automated love will bring us together. Then after I do, you do, then we begin to do. If you are not ready to do the work, to commit, to sacrifice, to just overlook, sometimes so for the benefit of you coming together, communicate to fashion, this is where we're going. It's important.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
That's very good. For example, we've been married 30 years. And you're over 30 years. And the thing is that you don't expect me to be just like the way I am from the beginning of my marriage. Now, ask me, what did I do to improve to get from 20 to 80? You understand what I mean? 1, communication. 2, reading books. 2, 3, having a forum where you have a forum where there are couples. You go to a retreat. Get to hear what is happening to A, get to know what is happening to B, and then you kind of like understand that, okay, I'm not alone. This is how I need to improve myself. There's no manual for marriage. But you need to also still ensure that you renew your vows, you continue to educate yourself, and it's like training. I'm a nurse. I cannot just be a nurse for over 20 years and just feel that I'm a patient.
Exactly.
I need to assess myself, do assessment, reevaluate myself, and that people are not doing that in marriage. They just want to go to marriage and leave themselves the way they are, and that can be.
But let me also come from this angle. I know this is also another angle that most ladies, I'm speaking on behalf of the ladies now. There's always a saying that men are attracted by what they see. Now, when you got married, like when I got married to my husband, before we got married, I was slim. Like when you're looking for a model, it was like seriously. I remember that my workplace where we met, and like my husband was sitting here, like I was like one hot babe, like everybody.
You're still hot.
I was like one leg proud, and then when I got married and I started having kids.
What did I do to you?
What happened? The bar all of a sudden became horrible. And so some men, they have this is not the kind of person I married. Men have to be patient. You have to help your wife in this journey. This is your wife. The only thing that changed is just which is normal. It's going to change. Sometimes I look at my mom's picture when my mom was in her 20s and 30s. She looked so young, but now she's aging, she's getting to 70. She will change. That's part of life. But some men, the moment they see their wife who was one leg back become a bit weighty, they're already out there. And there are a lot of girls out there now. They're doing a lot of stuff.
Oh,
you have
ready
the
to catch.
done, and hot girls there. So please, men, please. If you want the leg back type of wife back after kids, please.
Outside.
Not us.
Not us, right?
No, not you.
Okay.
That's
Men out there.
I'm thinking of the outdoor. We're talking about, the whole why men looking outside, why they're getting attracted outside. So that's even another angle a lot of ladies are actually struggling on. And then now, online, you're seeing a lot of weight loss programs. You see women doing a lot just to make sure they get back into shape. And then their husband do not have any reason to look at it because the temptation out there. Really, that's crazy. Crazy. Like you're driving and you're turning left to right, you're seeing, and the things that are happening now, once you go on Instagram, if you're not disciplined, if you're not spiritually upright, you can actually derail. Just looking at Instagram.
As a man, right?
As a man, actually.
Okay, James, what's your last word for our viewers?
Oh, wow. Okay. There's still hope. It's not too late. To relearn what you've learned before about what intimacy is all about. And don't give up on yourself. You started this journey for a purpose. And God has ordained it. And it's just going to get better. It is well with everybody.
Amen. Aunt Bims.
Hey, as for me, either men or the woman, I will still say that I'll still repeat the same word that he's used. Don't give up. Always believe in yourself and communicate, and still just continue to communicate to each other, whatever. And nobody. Just one more thing. Sorry, I was just gonna say that both for the men and the female, they cannot change in one day. Patience, endurance, and just keep talking and just keep attending sessions where it might be beneficial to you. And as I said, if you're in a particular group, just choose your friends and then know who they are from what they say. Definitely, I'm not going to be getting advice from somebody that I know that does not understand where I'm coming from.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that a lot of, especially for the women, men, when they go out, they do talk and they can hang around and talk. But women, a lot of them will say, I'm and things like that, whereas they're doing even something greater.
Exactly.
So, and you're suffering. So just be mindful of the people that you talk to. You know, there should be, if you go to a church, there should be a support network for you. If your church believes in communicating openly like that, then of course, please do make sure that you use them. And if they don't, and there's so many seminars that are out there that you can go, and you don't have to go there and say this is what is happening to me, but listen.
Exactly.
Even when you listen, then you're beginning to learn and
Learn.
educate yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I will say to
Wow.
people out
Thank you
there.
so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Mabel, your last word.
So I'm gonna come from the spiritual angle. So there's a saying that says a threefold cord cannot be easily broken. So when you have the man, the woman, and of course God that seals up everything, it cannot be easily broken. So in every home, please let's always put God first, regardless. There's no situation that He cannot handle. And marriage is a beautiful thing.
It is.
It is a beautiful thing. God Himself ordained this institution. So imagine an institution that is ordained by God Himself. So He's the main orchestrator. So we have to go back to Him and let's make marriages work. I know that the times we are in right now, there are a lot of scary things about marriages. I have a few of my friends who are not married, and they are really scared of getting married now because of all the funny things that are happening. But yeah, we have the Oduolas here, 30 years and counting. We have we have some great people that we know of that are celebrating 50 years and counting.
Yeah.
So marriages still work. Myself and my husband, to the glory of God, we're going to be 10 years. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Like it's like I'm like, oh, we're going to have a reunion somewhere in Maldives, like just to enjoy ourselves, So let's be intentional to enjoy our marriage. Let's bring back those sparks, like the first day we met. Let's bring it back, regardless that we have 3 kids. The sparks is still there, and let's be there to support each other, and let's propagate
Exactly.
the good news about
good
marriage.
news,
And marriage
yeah.
still works,
Working.
regardless
Still working.
of what the people outside the world are saying and what social media pressure has brought on the face of the earth. Thank you
Thank you
very much.
so much, Teacher
Thanks,
Mabel.
love. That was deep. I just want people to understand, the love before marriage, which is automated, and the love after marriage. It's called, we have the emotional love
Yeah.
and the intentional
Intentional,
love.
yeah.
All right. So after marriage, every couple, man, woman, husband, wife, you need to know that things will change. Change will come.
Yes.
Communications will come. Good time will come. Many wonderful times. At the same time, don't let that little moment of when you have
Destroy things.
issues, override the beautiful things you guys have had. That's why sometimes I'm surprised when, we am filing for a divorce. I'm not saying if your life, of course, is threatened, of course, is you have to, but when it's the first thing, it should be the last thing. It should be the first thing you go for. Now see the issue of Akimi. I'm sorry to go to that issue. That's the issue for another day, where people are looking at it. Okay, it's marriage now transactional, where you have to cash out at some point. But I want you to know, you cannot make an omelette without cracking the egg.
True.
And even cracking the egg, the temperature has to be right.
Yes.
If it is too high, you may spoil the omelette. If it is too low, you may not get what you want. You know what you want in marriage. Communicate it. Work for that thing. Let it happen. At every point in time, measure, the temperature of your relationship, of your intimacy. And we all know, like myself and my baby, when an argument is going somewhere, we know an argument that will take us somewhere that we don't want to go. So at some point we stop. We have to be deliberate. I love my wife loves me. We love our kids, and we value ourselves, so no amount of money compared to what we share. And we are constantly reminding ourselves of that. So whatever you throw at us, we will take it, and we'll plan, even from the day we marry, we will not report our issues to anybody. We will iron out our issues. Viewers, marriage is sweet, but it requires work. It requires your 100% commitment, 100% attention. Know what you want. Know what is not working. Look for the best strategy. The strategy you are using might not be the best, but use for the right strategy. What your spouse understands, when you should communicate when you have issues with your wife, and when you have any victories, come on, celebrate together. Be happy. It's all about happiness.
I know that you will enjoy this particular episode has been expository, inspiring, educating, entertaining, really. And we cannot just finish this topic in one make place story. Mr. Producer, Episode Director, I know you are somewhere listening. We need to have this session again, really. Intimacy, when it comes to now, we're talking about the romantic part of intimacy, communication, and everything. But there's some major things that can actually do to bring that back, that spark, that feeling, that mushy butterfly feelings in our stomachs. Like couples playing games together, Ludo, watching movies together, doing shoppings together, taking the children out to the playground. I feel attacked on this one. But I have to say. But there's some little things activities we can do together. From there, we can build on that as a foundation, and we can actually move to the IRM, of the light thing. All right, thank you so much, my special guest, Uncle James, Auntie James. Oh, thank you so much. My darling baby, Uncle Wale. Like I said, the best mathematician in the world. In fact, the vice principal, oh my God, the world best vice principal that you can ever imagine. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Auntie James, thanks for having me. Thank you. Uncle James, thank you so much. And to my viewers, wherever you are, thank you for watching this episode with us. If you have not subscribed, like I used to say, what are you waiting for?
Subscribe.
Please don't sleep on it too. Hit the subscribe button.
Right now.
Well, can I use this forum, please? Because I'm so excited, very, very excited. We have one of our baby sister yesterday. She was 20 years old. Tosi and Damola Salako, they were 20 years of marriage yesterday. We were very, very excited. They're in London and enjoying themselves now. We continue to pray that the Lord Almighty will continue to be with you and guide you. And, just enjoy your marriage.
We wish you well.
Happy wedding anniversary to the Salakos. Yes.
Wow! And on that note, thank you for joining us. Until we come your way again on another interesting episode of Conversations with Oduolas. Stay connected, stay rooted, and stay calm.
Keep watching Conversation with Oduolas.
Keep watching Conversation with Oduolas. Cheers.
Hi guys, keep watching Conversations with Oduolas. Woo!
Please do not miss watching Conversation with Oduolas.